Hello, UFL football fans. Well, we've wrapped up week 3 of the UFL, and what a great weekend of football this was. We had 3 one-point games. And even the fourth game, that St. Louis DC game, was really good. Up on really till like the very tail end of the fourth quarter. So, after having 2 subpar first 2 weeks of ho-humness, we've had a great weekend of football. 3 times the over went over. Under over went over. Now a lot of people are going to say, oh, look at that field goal the last second. Tell me that wasn't a conspiracy theory. This is why I don't gamble, people. This is why I don't gamble. But let's talk about the first game. First, the game I thought was going to be the least exciting game turned out to be probably the most exciting game, and maybe as of right now, my opinion, the game of the year right now. Michigan beating San Antonio 26-23. Of course, Wade Phillips was sick again, so they were split coaching duties between San Antonio. And listen, the team looked a lot better today on both sides of the ball. Kellen Mond was 19-31 for 152 yards, 1 touchdown. A okay rating of 84. They ran a ball for over 100 yards, 121 yards between 4 people. And on the other side, Danny Etling, who got the start, I was like, oh, God, really? We're going to start Danny Etling? He gets hurt on the first series of the game. He only goes for 2 for 4 for 21 yards, and there was the Bryce Perkins show, and Bryce Perkins looked good today. 17-23, 193 yards, 1 bad interception. But this offense is just a lot better when he's there. I'm sorry, I said all last year with the Panthers, between Etling and E.G. Perry, I'm not losing sleep on how to stop those 2 quarterbacks. I'm not. But Michigan also ran for over 100 yards today, 115 yards. Jaden Sheridan was a leading rusher with 59 yards and 7 attempts, 1 touchdown, including a beautiful 43-yard run for a touchdown. Perkins distributed the ball evenly to a whole bunch of receivers, about 6-7 of them, and so did Kellen Mond. Hey, there was about 5 receivers he distributed the ball to, but this was a fun game back and forth, of course, towards the end. Donald De La Haye, a.k.a. Destroying, had a chance to send the game to overtime and missed the field goal. Something you don't want to put on your YouTube page, but he did hit early in the day from 36-33 in a 55-yarder. So, Michigan is now 2-1. San Antonio is now 0-3. They're 1 of 2 winless teams in the league. The other one being the Memphis Showboats. And things don't get any easier for the San Antonio Brahmas because they'll be at DC next week on Easter Sunday. So things aren't getting easier. Michigan will be home again to play the division rival. They'll be playing the 0-3 Memphis Showboats, so life for the Boats is not going to be much easier either. Now on to the second game, which I thought would be the game of the week. And listen, it was a good game. DC, St. Louis, and I picked DC to win this game. In fact, where would I get my picks this week? I picked DC. I did pick Michigan to win big, even though they did win. Yeah, the only one I got wrong this week was Houston defeating Memphis. So, there you go. But anyway, DC wins this game 27-15. A lot of this was scoring towards the very end. A story of this game, 4 interceptions Manny Wilkins Jr. threw. And listen, that first half, for the first quarter, it looked like he was getting, you call it punch drunk, sack drunk. The defenders were all over him. And if you don't remember, Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator, left to go join Reggie Barlow at Tennessee State as his defensive coordinator. So Blake Williams now takes over. And listen, his defense didn't miss a beat today. In fact, unlike his dad, he mixed it up a lot more than his dad. Don't get me wrong. They were attacking the whole game, but they did mix up a lot more. And against a guy like Manny Wilkins Jr., who could run, you're probably better off doing that. Which is how he probably got 4 interceptions. But the thing DC has to work on is their red zone offense. Their red zone offense, their skilled players have to beat it up, have to bring it up. Jordan Ta'amu makes a lot of bad passes with guys wide open. A lot of his receivers drop very catchable balls. And Abram Smith returned today to St. Louis. And Abram Smith continues to be a St. Louis Battlehawk killer. And because of their lack of red zone offense, this is why this game was closer than it should be. Because total yards, 346 to 173 in favor of DC. Passing yards, they had over 100 yards more. Rushing yards, they more than doubled them. Time of possession, they had the ball for 11 more minutes. They had 21 more offensive plays over the St. Louis Battlehawks. So the DC offense pretty much kept St. Louis in this game. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want to take anything away from the St. Louis defense. They were good, but man, if Jordan Ta'amu, that offense, is going to expect to win a championship or go to a championship or make a playoff run, they need to do better inside that red zone. Ta'amu, it was okay. 17 to 37, 243 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 bad interceptions for only a 72 rating. Manny Wilkins, even worse, 16 to 29, 147, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and a 41 rating. Although he was effective with his legs, 39 yards. He was also the leading rusher. One which he almost took it 50 yards for a touchdown, but he just stepped out the 31-yard line. They called it back, and that was it. Abram Smith was 52 yards rushing. Deion Jackson had 54 yards rushing. Just over 100 yards rushing for the defenders. And listen, back in 2023, the defenders were going 10-1 until they flopped in the championship game. They successfully ran the ball. They gave Jordan Ta'amu options. And the one question mark I had about the defenders, the offensive line, they're producing. They're protecting Ta'amu. I wish it would run back a little bit better, but their skill positions have got to improve. Although there was a beautiful touchdown pass, 62 yards from Ta'amu to Ty Scott for 62 yards. And Bradley Moore McKinley got a nice touchdown on basically what was luck. It was a tip ball on 3rd and goal. It got right into his hands, touchdown, and that's what pretty much sealed the game. Otherwise, it looked like it was going to be another missed opportunity for the defender offense and another field goal attempt. Thank God for Matt McCrane. He's been solid. He's been solid all the way there since he's been there. The highlight today, Jacob Sayers, 91 yards receiving. He was amazing today. He was really good today. St. Louis running game didn't exist. 45 yards altogether. Manny Wilkins had 39 of them. Your quarterback. That's not what you want out of your backfield. And St. Louis had been running the ball good the first 2 weeks, but again, look at their opponents. There was nothing to brag about. You play a team like DC, and you get hit with reality pretty good. Rodrigo Blankenship did hit 3 field goals for the Battlehawks. He's become a fan favorite, including a 56-yarder. I think they call him the Rod Squad over in St. Louis now. That's pretty fascinating to see. But now DC is the lone undefeated team in the league. And as for the following week 4, we'll have a Friday night game. Michigan will be home at Ford Field. They had 11,013 at their stadium today, an improvement of almost 900 from the following week. I mean, it is an improvement. Hopefully the rain does better. They'll be hosting the Showboats. And then we have a doubleheader on Saturday. Doubleheader on Saturday. First game we have 12:30. This is going to be the game of the week right here, I think. The St. Louis Battlehawks at the Arlington Renegades. Big division matchup there. That'll be at Choctaw Stadium. That's a 12:30 p.m. game. And then the night game, the Birmingham Stallions take on the Houston Roughnecks. That's a 7 p.m. game over in Houston. And Easter Sunday, 5 p.m. That's going to be a tough crowd to get, even in D.C. San Antonio will play their 4th road game in a row. And they'll play the D.C. Defenders, who are playing for home for the 3rd time in 4 weeks. That's one of the things I hope they improve next year. The balance of scheduling. Every year, one team seems to get screwed pretty good. Sometimes 2 teams. Anyway, we just finished up the best week of football. More importantly, my Defenders. Shields up, fans. We're 3-0. We're looking good. But I won't sleep on San Antonio next weekend. San Antonio did play better today. They played against a pretty good Michigan team. But I'm looking forward to another good football weekend next week also. Comments down below what you think about the games this weekend. I thought by far week 3 has been by far the best week. I think the Panthers-San Antonio game is the game of the year so far. Let me know what you think. For the love of football, we'll talk to all of you later on in the week.